be a little bit different than anything we've done before. My special guest this evening is William Cooper, and if you've been watching the show, you know that William has been with me twice before, and the response has been so overwhelming. Bill is here in New York because he's going to be lecturing, and he'll be telling you about that in a little while. So we decided to change the format of the show tonight. We decided to do it as a call-in show, so if you have specific questions that you would like to ask of Bill when we come back, please think of them and give us a call, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, Bill?
Hello.
What have you been doing since we last interviewed?
Well, I've been working on the second volume of the two-volume set of Behold a Pale Horse.
Oh, maybe I should just show this. Last time we interviewed Bill, he was showing, he was first putting out his book, Behold a Pale Horse. Volume 2 follows it directly?
Well, when it's finished, I'm in the process of still writing it and compiling the information. Also, I've just completed a dream, really. I'm on radio now, have my own show. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time on satellite. Anybody with a dish can download it. Any radio station with a dish can download it and
anywhere in the world.
In the world, and play it on their on their own airtime, and there's no charge to them whatsoever. And I'm doing this to try to educate the American people. It's on SpaceNet 2, Channel 7, 7.5 audio for those who have satellite dishes, and the first show will air on May 4th, Monday, May 4th.
That's just a week away?
Yes.
So is it a call-in show, or it's, you know,
no,
talk show?
It's not going to be a call-in show for a while. It's going to be an educational program.
Okay, now why did you come to New York this time?
Well, number one, you invited me.
Okay.
Number two, well, there's been a lot of people from the northeast coast who wanted me to come and talk. And I have an awful lot of research material that needs to be delivered to the people here. And that's what I'll be doing Sunday.
Sunday, Bill will be at the Universalist Church, Central Park West and West 76th Street, for those who want to come out to see him. I got involved with Bill's project I don't know, about 3 months ago, and I thought, gee, maybe there'd be some response to him coming out. The response has been so overwhelming. I mean, I'm amazed. They love you. The material must be good and the information must be correct. Well, what we'd like the audience to do now, if they will, would be to call in if they have any questions, and we will be more than happy while we talk to answer your questions. Besides, well, coming into New York, where else have you been lecturing?
Oh, gee, since we last talked, I've been in Seattle, Washington, Salt Lake City, Utah, Atlanta, Georgia. I've been in San Diego. I've been all over the country, actually, and we'll be in Orlando, Florida soon, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Excuse me 1 second. May I help you?
Yes?
Yes, what is your question, please?
Well, I was just wondering what this information is that the gentleman will be delivering, because I haven't heard him mention the subject or the topic.
Oh, there's so many. Okay, go ahead.
It's a lot of subjects. It has to do with what's happening in the world today, what's been happening for the last 50 years, as a matter of fact. Over 20 years ago, when I was attached to the Office of Naval Intelligence, I saw top-secret documents that told me a lot about what was going to happen in the future. I've made quite a few predictions over the last 5 years, all of which have come true exactly when I said that they would. I'm the only one in the United States, and even the world, as a matter of fact, who has a 100% accuracy rate on predicting future world events. I talk about the New World Order, what it really is, and not what Mr. Bush wants us to believe that it's going to be. About UFOs, about a lot of things. AIDS, the real reason for the Iraq War instead of the concocted reason that the public was told. It's an awful lot of information that's going to be delivered in a short period of time, and I would recommend that everybody bring a notebook and a good pencil and pen because you're going to want to write a lot of things down.
Well, that sounds great. This is Sunday?
Sunday, yes.
This Sunday, 3 o'clock at the Universalist Church.
Where's the Universalist Church?
Central Park West and West 76th Street.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Hello, you're online.
Yes, I'm wanting to know what his short-term predictions for the future are.
Short-term, like what, next week?
How about the election coming up?
The election coming up, well, it's very simple. George Bush is really the man. He belongs to the world power structure. He's been an active CIA operative since he left college, and not just for the short period of time that the public thinks that he was the head of the CIA. And in my book, Behold a Pale Horse, I document the fact that he was an operative of the Central Intelligence Agency on the day that John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and that he was actually giving information to law enforcement officials to lead them down the wrong path, so to speak. But George Bush is dirty, and a lot of people know it. A lot of researchers have collected a lot of facts that could actually get the man impeached very quickly. His health is declining also. So the Bilderberg group in last year in '91 picked Bill Clinton to be the next president of the United States, and that's what this whole thing is with H. Ross Perot. If he throws his hat in the ring along with Colonel Bo Gritz, then that's going to take a lot of the conservative vote away from George Bush and will literally ensure that Bill Clinton is elected as president of the United States. I'll tell you this right now, for everybody who's thrown their hat in the ring, it doesn't make a bit of difference who gets elected. None of them are on your side.
Then who really runs everything?
Well, it's not who anybody thinks it is. It's like Disraeli said, you know, a couple of centuries ago. The people that the public see as the leaders of their country are not the ones who are really leading at all. They're the puppets to take the attention of the public and the wrath of the public if need be.
Okay.
Are you saying that George Bush then is not going to be our president, next president?
If H. Ross Perot actually throws his hat in the ring and actually runs for president, George Bush will not be the next president, no. Bill Clinton.
I can't agree with that. I can't buy that. I'm sorry, I can't buy that.
Just got to wait and see, I guess.
Well, you'll have to see what happens to the conservative vote when H. Ross Perot throws his hat in the ring. He's going to capture most of the conservative vote. It'll split the Republican Party down the middle, and they won't have a chance against the United Democratic Party. All you've got to do to know that is just read the daily newspaper.
Okay,
I don't really rely on the newspapers for information, do you?
Ma'am, when the elite of the world are talking, they talk through the New York Times. And when they're talking, you better listen.
we've got to move on to the next question, okay? Thank you. Next question, okay? Thank you. You're online. May I help you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ellie. This is Charles Arnold.
Hi, Charles.
How are you?
Okay.
Listen, I just heard you make a statement about the Mr. Cooper's lecture on Sunday. You
Yes.
said 3 o'clock. The flyer says 4 o'clock. Which one is correct?
Well, we'd like people to be up there at 3,
It's 4 o'clock.
but it'll start at 4.
All right. I just wanted to find out
Charles.
for sure.
Okay.
One other thing. I want to find out a little bit more about the extraterrestrial secret government connection, and if there is one.
Okay.
Boy, that's a complicated subject, and an explanation would require a great bit of time. There certainly is an extraterrestrial presence, no doubt about it. There are real extraterrestrials in this universe. They have visited the Earth, may still be visiting the Earth. UFOs are real. Many of them are owned and operated by the United States government, the Soviet Union, Great Britain, and Canada. And whether or not they are extraterrestrial in origin remains to be seen. I don't know. When I was with Naval Intelligence, I saw top-secret documents that said that the government was well aware of this presence and were concealing it from the public.
Okay.
Okay, Charles.
See you on Sunday.
Okay, thank you. You're online.
Hi.
Hello, can I help you? Hello? Okay, I guess we lost them also. I guess, oh wait, there's one more. Hello? Not online? Okay. The light, because the light was on. I guess the idea of a government other than our government is a little bit hard for people to understand. The concept of beings that come and visit the earth back and forth must be very hard for people to understand too.
Well, just like the last caller, most people are not in the habit of using their brains, period. That last caller was a stupid idiot. The elite of the world believe this about the average person, no matter who it is. This is what they actually believe. And on most days, most people prove them absolutely right. They believe that a nation or a world of people who do not use their intelligence are no better than animals who do not have any intelligence, and thus are stakes on the table by choice and consent for those who do.
Okay, wait, we have another caller. Good evening, can we help you? No, it's bottom. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I have a question. You hear so much about AIDS and AIDS being a manufactured disease. Now, I really want to know, is AIDS a manufactured disease, and what kind of proof do you have for it?
AIDS absolutely was a manufactured disease. When I was with Naval Intelligence, there was a biological warfare project being conducted at Fort Detrick, Maryland, named MK Naomi. It was under the supervision of the Central Intelligence Agency and used Department of Defense scientists who belonged to the Special Operations Division of the Department of Defense. And the purpose of the project was to develop a microbe that would attack the autoimmune system, thereby rendering production of any vaccine an impossibility. It also mentioned in those documents that this could be used to control a targeted population. And that is AIDS. We found the document that provided the funding to develop the microbe, and it even mentions the fact that it's to attack the autoimmune system, and it's from the United States Senate Library for the 1970 funding of biological warfare projects for the Department of Defense, and I don't remember exactly which page it's on, but I put it in the, here it is right here, Department of Defense Appropriations for 1970 Biological Warfare funding, and in it, it actually states that this is to be used to develop a microbe that might be refractory to the immunological and therapeutic processes upon which we depend to maintain our relative freedom from infectious disease. And they funded $10 million for the development of that microbe. And folks, that's AIDS. Any way you cut it. So
what you're saying is AIDS was manufactured?
As a biological warfare agent, which has since been used to control the population of the world, which the ruling class believes is out of control.
Isn't there something more that's going to happen with the AIDS virus? Introduce something else that's going to be introduced soon?
Well, they're doing all kinds of things to try to stop the proliferation of human beings on this earth. And I'm not making any judgments about whether this should be done or shouldn't be done. I'm just telling you that this is what they are doing, and you can take that and run with it any way you want to. They're doing a lot of other things. Also, they're withholding cures for diseases. They are they know that eventually the AIDS virus will mutate. But
yeah, that's what we were talking about this afternoon.
Yes.
And then what happens? And they won't have a cure for the mutant disease, will they?
Well, I don't know. They wouldn't have put the biological warfare agent into the population if they did not have a cure, because they don't want to die. So you have to understand that no biological warfare agent is ever used in war or any other place unless there is a cure for that disease, because whoever introduces it, if they don't have a cure, they've ensured their own demise also.
Okay, we have another caller. Good evening. Can we help you?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I would like to ask, where can I buy those books?
I don't know where or if it's sold in New York City at all. It's sold at various bookstores around the country, but if you wanted to purchase this book, you can either go through the publisher, which is Light Technology Communications in Sedona, Arizona, or you can order it directly from me by sending $24 to Post Office Box 889, Camp Verde, spelled V-E-R-D-E, Arizona 86322.
Okay, we've got another call.
Just one more thing. Is there a